So Lonzo trade buzz has been buzzing. The Clippers are interested in him. Lonzo, of course, about to be a restricted free agent, and maybe the Pelicans would just think he's going to get paid too much in the offseason, and they'd want to get something for him now. There's a chance they'd want to pay no matter what to keep him. I don't know. A lot of it just comes down to the offers and that sort of thing. So if we think about the Clippers first, because again, they're the team reported right now, I don't really know what a move would be, because the Clippers either have young dudes who are not that good. I mean, Luke Kennard's had moments in the NBA, but I mean, there's been times this season where he's barely played. And then it's like Kabengele, Terrence Mann, who's actually, to be fair, has had some moments for the Clippers this season, I guess, but not a proven guy, definitely. Or it's old dudes like Beverly, who's 32, Ibaka's 31, Lou Will's 34. I guess Zubats maybe, but if the Pelicans already have Steven Adams, I don't think they would view Zubats as a great return for Lonzo. So I just don't really know where the move is between the Clippers and the Pelicans, unless the Pelicans really liked Luke Kennard. And I mean, he did average 16 a game for the Pistons in 28 games before he got hurt. But I mean, the potential's there for him as a shooter and as a guy who can make some plays happen off the dribble. But that's kind of all I see for the Clippers. I guess this is certainly a sign the Clippers would like to acquire another playmaker. The funny thing is their offense has been really good this year. The problem is their defense, but they also haven't been too good on either side of the floor in the last, 10 games or so, if you will. The Clippers, of course, don't have any firsts to move, but they have a whole bunch of second rounders, if that matters to somebody. And this could be a sign of maybe they don't end up getting Lonzo, but they could end up getting someone. Whether it's going to be a playmaker, I don't know, because usually teams are going to hold on to good passers. But to just talk about Lonzo now and his situation, as I said, restricted free agent, all that nice stuff, there's a good amount of teams with cap space this offseason. Among them, you'd think he could fit well with the Bulls. And I think there's already been a little bit of a rumor with Lonzo and the Bulls. It wasn't super big, but I think it was there for a little bit. I think OKC could be really good for him. But there's a chance between who they end up drafting and whether Presti wants to sign a big contract this offseason. It might not happen, but I think him and Shea would work. And then, of course, there's the Knicks, who are going to have more cap space than pretty much everyone, I believe. That would be interesting. Lonzo with the Knicks, do we think they would give him a, $17 million a year offer or something? Yeah, perhaps. And I would imagine that the Pelicans are asking themselves the same things. And again, it comes down to, are they willing to match any offer that Lonzo gets this offseason? And for any other team who might also be suspecting the same thing, they can say, well, if we get him now, then we'll have the ability to match whatever offer he might get. Now, for the Pelicans' sake, I can understand why they would be hesitant to match with Lonzo, because you don't want to lock yourself into a team that's not that good. But at the same time, Bledsoe's contract is short. Adams is short as well. And with all of the picks they have, if you signed Lonzo to, let's say it's 4 years for like $75 million, he could be a trade asset with all the picks they have. So to me, it wouldn't really be closing their options. And Lonzo's still been good for them this season. So if I was them, yeah, I would have a number in mind, certainly, that I wouldn't be willing to go over, but I would probably match a contract offer for Lonzo, unless the return that I can get for the guy is really, really good, and I don't know what that could be. I guess I can just talk about other teams for Lonzo now. I mean, Dallas was maybe rumored about 2 months ago from a reporter that is questionable. I don't know if there's really a move there, though. I mean, besides the James Johnson expiring, the Mavs don't have another really good asset unless they were going to trade another pick, which maybe they could do. I don't know. If we think about the Raptors, who are also rumored a little bit for Lonzo, I mean, I could see it because you're going to need the next point guard after Lowry, or the guard next to Van Fleet, if you will. But Powell's been too good to trade. And after that, I'm not really sure it's there, unless the Raptors are just going to offload picks. Should the Sixers get involved in a Lonzo thing? I don't know. I mean, it just comes down to if his threes are going in. Because if they are, great. If not, then that next to Ben could be a little too awkward. And maybe the risk of his shooting not holding up is enough for you to not make a move for him if you can make a move for more of a guaranteed knockdown guy or whatever. We'll have to see. The deadline's not too far away now. Do I dare suggest my Celtics consider Lonzo? They would have to offload picks as well. I mean, they've got some young dudes that the Pelicans might be interested in, but I don't know. I mean, the Celtics do need passing and defense. Lonzo does both of those things. But again, it comes back to the money, because the Celtics are kind of hugging the luxury tax right now. I saw someone on Twitter suggest the Kings should consider going for Lonzo. I feel like the Pelicans would want either Buddy Hield or Harrison Barnes. I don't know if the Kings would view that as a fair trade. I also don't know if the Pelicans could even make the money work with that sort of trade. Apparently there's been talk about the Hornets as well. Would Lonzo be a good fit next to LaMelo? In theory, I guess, if he would be okay with LaMelo running the show. Not that LaMelo does absolutely everything for the Hornets, but I'm not really sure what a move would be because, similar to a lot of teams, I don't think the Hornets should consider moving a pick right now. There is also a chance that there could be a Lonzo sign and trade in the offseason, but Lonzo has the power to sign any offer sheet he wants. So if he doesn't want to do that, then he doesn't have to do that. I guess I could just talk about the Pelicans as a whole for a little bit. I know the video originally started with the Clippers, but I don't know. So besides just the whole should they match Lonzo, should they not, I know there's been some talk recently with the Pelicans about the Zion Ingram fit, and I mean, sure, it's probably not the most natural fit between those two, but I still don't really think their problem is offense. I think they just can't really stop guys. And I remember at the beginning of the season, I was even like, I feel like the Pelicans' defense could be surprisingly good between Stan Van, Bledsoe, Steven Adams, Lonzo, and it just hasn't been the case. And it's not as if their starting five is great defensively, and once they start going to their bench, they fall off. So to be honest, I'm kind of at a loss of what the solution is. I feel like the personnel is there. I mean, I know Bledsoe has fallen off a cliff on offense, but you'd hope defensively he could hold up. It could just be a matter of it needs to be Lonzo as the point guard with Bledsoe not on this team, and then, I mean, hell, maybe it's Josh Hart or someone who's currently not on the team. And sure, Ingram and Zion need to be better, but I just thought this team was going to be at least decent on defense, but I mean, maybe they've had some moments throughout the year, but for the most part, it just hasn't been a thing. So yeah, I think that's all I got for this Lonzo thing. We'll have to see. Again, I would match him unless it got to, I don't know, maybe 20 a year or something.